Hold my head up to your chest now, baby. No bully, no flaw me on your crest now, baby. Watch these stars align. Head out of the window just to kiss the sunshine. Hold my head up to your chest now, baby. No bully, no flaw me on your crest now, baby.
Upcoming, we have one of our panelists, Ione, singing September from her upcoming project, Iridescent. Let's check it out.
Why'd you leave your lover on the metro? Melt into the seat, feel the machine beat, can't say no. Left your lover pining out the window. I never was of you, wasted fucking view, overexposed. Gave me reasons to despise September. What it do to me? Used to love the beach, almost you, and almost you, and almost you. But October's real pretty if you wanted to know. And I can see the sunset from this spot on the metro. And my love for you is gone. My love for you is gone. My love for you is gone. And when the sun came up, something new had filled your place. So I'm dancing on the train, and I'm blanking on your name. And my need for you is gone. My need for you is gone. My need for you is gone. So no, you can't be my baby. I don't love you anymore. And I know I found a man, and I know he loves me more. So my need for you is gone. My need for you is gone. Why'd you leave your lover on the metro? She'll become the moon. Lovers leaving soon, we'll miss her eyes. No more nights left pining out the window. Selfish sleep has come, here's to moving on. I claim my skies, no more reason I should try. November, damn, it came real fast. Saccharine belly love has since returned. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. But October's real pretty if you wanted to know. And I can see the sunset from this spot on the metro. My love for you is gone, and my love for you is gone, and my love for you is gone. And when the sun came up, something new had filled your place. So I'm dancing on the train, and I'm blanking on your name. And my need for you is gone. My need for you is gone. Is gone. So no, you can't be my baby. I don't love you anymore. And I know I found a man, and I know he loves me more. My need for you is gone. My need for you is gone. My need for you is gone.
Did you have any role models growing up? I didn't have any role models until Issa Rae popped on the scene. Like, everybody would ask me, who's your role model? Who's out here? I was like, nobody. I'm going to just do it by myself because I don't see any other black women writing and acting and producing and doing the whole 9 yards and doing it well. And then I'm from LA, so I was like, okay, it's my city. I'm going to have to take it over myself. I'm going to have to be the first black person to do it because, you know, crazily, there's still first black people to do a whole bunch of stuff.
A lot of things.
A lot of things,
That's like when
right?
I met you, though. Like, I think I met you the year Issa just, like, hit.
Yeah.
And then it was like...
It's
Issa.
recently. I didn't have one until she came through. And then I was like, okay, bet. So it is possible.
Yeah.
You know, everything that I was dreaming was like, she was doing it. I was like, okay, if Issa can do it, then I definitely can do it, and even blow that door even more wide open.
Yeah.
Exactly, and build upon what she's doing. And I want to do features as well as TV. So I was like, all right, Issa, period. You doing your thing. I'm gonna just build on top of that, you know. And then Lena Waithe came through, who won an Emmy for writing, and then you have Ava DuVernay, and Ava and Issa are from out here. So I was like, LA girls can do it then. You know what I mean? People from where I'm from. So I was for it. So I didn't have any role models till Issa Rae came through. I don't know if any of you had any role models like that or anybody that you were like, all right, you know, this is somebody I can build upon or something.
My role models were basically my parents because I loved how they worked. What they worked for was what they loved.
Right.
Like, my mom, she loved helping people, so even though social worker didn't make that much money, she still found a way to get into social work. And my dad, he was very good at engineering and liked engineering, so he could have did what his dad told him to go be a lawyer and so on and so forth, but he wanted to be an engineer because when he went to college, not that many people were trying to be engineers.
Right.
But now he making money, so
yeah, so it's like exactly.
It worked out.
It's done on everybody now. You know, they don't have nothing to say about me now.
Yeah.
I feel that. On that note, though, I think, you know, especially, I mean, coming from like an artist point of view, again, you know, whenever you try something or wherever you decide, even when I was saying, I was telling people I'm gonna write, I'm gonna act, I'm gonna produce, I'm gonna do my own stuff. There was a lot of like, well, you can try, I guess, you know, a lot of that's the same type of energy, you know what I mean? But I think especially to get where we're all at, you know, and, you know, keep putting stuff out and be as excellent as we've been so far, I think, you know, that takes a lot of risk, and it takes a lot of us believing in ourselves, just like your dad did. So, I mean, I was learning that. I just started really learning that, you know, this year. Like, if I want this to happen, if I want this show to go, then I gotta be the one to be like, okay, I'll get the people to do it, and I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if any of y'all felt that way about what you're doing.
When I was younger, I went to this conference, and it was all about like dreaming, and they talked a lot about like dream stoppers, and they can be like your parents or your siblings, and it's just like, oh, because I would say like I want to go to USC, and because I'm from Atlanta, they're like, oh, that's so far. Like, you know, it's not even stuff that's necessarily like they doubt you. It's just like little things. It's like, well, maybe it is too far, and like slowly that dream is kind of stopped. And so it's a matter of like understanding that hard work just has to come with it to make. And because I think too, even when you can dream something, it's more of like you can visualize it, and you like may not be able to exactly put into words what you want, but you can see it. Like it's maybe something that keeps you up, or that you think about, or that brought you to where you currently are. And so it's just a matter of kind of finding the ability to like tune that out, because even if it's not malicious, like it can be harmful.
Going off of that, like when I was younger, people would be like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I'd be like, you know, I want to play in the WNBA. And people would be like, oh, okay. And then I'd be like, well, I also want to do some sports broadcasting. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, you can kind of like, that's more a realistic route. As like I said, like I want to be in the WNBA, like I kind of just like stopped saying that and just kind of was like, oh, I want to be a sports broadcaster, because I know like people kind of like downplay like going to the WNBA and like, oh, that's kind of a hard route to get to, and like kind of like almost not trying to say that I wasn't going to get there, but like, okay.
Kind
like,
of saying, like hinting it,
Yeah, so I kind of stopped saying that. But then, like, as I got older, I'm like, no, this is really a possibility for me. So, you know, like, when people ask me what I want to do, I'm going to the WNBA, you know?
Period.
So,
Yes. I feel like manifestation is, like, so important. Like, I feel like I am where I am in life every day, even with the bad and the good, because I'm like, I'm going to do this. Like, there's definitely a period where, like, you know, like, you say things to people and they're like, oh, like, okay, baby,
sure,
you know, that's a crazy dream, but it's like, I feel like you have to give yourself permission to, like, go for it and, like, believe the impossible and, like, Because I feel like sometimes I realize I'm, like, my own worst critic.
Right.
It's like, even though I do believe in myself and champion myself harder than other people, you can still be like, okay,
yeah, there's still that
what
little,
is
like you were
it?
talking about, that
You know?
little voice in your head that's like, maybe,
But
you know,
is it?
yeah.
And it's like, no, I feel like you have to, every time that happens, be like, yeah, it's happening, and I'm gonna keep working and, like, putting
Right.
myself in line to, like, be there.
Facts.
But I think too, like some people just weren't able to attain their own dream.
Exactly.
Right.
Or they weren't able to make it happen. Maybe someone stopped them, or like life got in the way, as sometimes it does for people. And so when they see someone who's ambitious about what they want, like I want to be in the WNBA, and it's like, can you really though? And it
Right.
might not even be, again, like they doubt you or they think you just can't do it. It's just like their dreams have been stifled in some
Right.
way.
Or it's something that
And
they
so they
can't
think
see.
that that's just the norm, right? It's just
Right.
something they can't see for you
Right.
because they
Yeah.
haven't seen it themselves.
We feel entitled to, like, entertainers in their lives.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
they put their lives out there, so we comment on them, we talk about it.
Right.
We don't ever question why. It's just like, that's what we do.
Right.
That's what I do. That's what everyone does. But it's like, once you realize, like, oh shit, like,
These are people's lives.
I'm gonna be that person
Oh,
that,
right,
like,
yeah.
people are gonna comment on. Like, that's like, ooh.
Right.
I'm like,
I've thought about that. I was like, when I release a movie, man, there's gonna be a lot of, it's not just for me and my
Yeah,
friends. It's
yeah.
for the world.
it's for the
Rotten
world.
Tomatoes.
No, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it, do I have a fresh movie or not? And I will know because people are going to tell
That's what
me.
I'm saying,
tell
like,
you
Black
whether or
Twitter
not
is
you wanna
ruthless.
hear.
No,
Just shade
that's
room.
like, no
Like,
fact.
shit, I think about this all the time. Like, I'm really, like, trembling in my boots. Because I'm like,
Right.
once I, like, am out as an artist, like, and I, like you're saying, like, I want to win an Oscar. I'm like, I want to be the biggest artist in the world.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't feel ready for, like,
People to be like in
Yeah.
your face.
I love the music. I love sharing it. And I want to have an impact on, that. And I want to also, like, grow and build with, like, all the amazing people here. But I'm like,
Right.
in terms of, like, being public property,
It's
that's
crazy.
not.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not it.
I've thought about that. I was
That's
like,
not it.
and that'll be crazy. Like we're all sitting around. We're like, is that Aoni?
I go in the shade room and I'm like, I don't want to be.
Right. I feel it. How do you feel about that with like women's basketball? Because I know, first of all, it's on the rise, but that also comes with criticism. You're starting to see a lot more. They're on SportsCenter all the time, so now people are commenting on what's going on in the game. And Brittany Griner just got in a whole fight, whatever. Now her, her face is everywhere. No, no.
I didn't know the other girl name to that fight.
No, yeah, right? Christina anyway, sis ran for her life. Sis ran
she
for her
did.
life.
She
See,
was
you've
out.
seen it, right? Yeah.
She
So,
was
like,
gone. It
people
was like
No
on the
smoke.
shade room.
Zero.
That's my girl too, but I had to do the same.
Yeah, she was out of there.
And Brittany Griner 6'8". I'm running too.
Yeah,
What y'all thought
I'm
this
gone.
was?
Yeah.
Right? But now, like, for example, none of you, I don't think, have ever been to a Dallas Wings game. Have you been to a Dallas Wings game? Do you know who the Dallas Wings are?
Or didn't. Till you just
Or you
said
didn't,
it.
right. That's the team that Christina Nigwe plays for, right? So, but now, because of this thing, or you'd hope, like you said, it was because of basketball, or because of whatever you actually fell in love with. Now we all know because sis was running for her life.
Exactly.
Right? Do you ever think about that in, like, women's basketball?
I feel like any athlete or anyone who respects the game and knows basketball respects the women's game just as much as the men's
Facts.
game. So I kind of realized that, like, people who are critiquing it, I mean, they just really... They're not big basketball fans. They don't know a lot about the game. They don't
Right.
respect the game in general. So
Yeah.
I don't really worry about it.
It's never just one person
Right.
to make anything happen.
Period.
That's
Right.
any art. It's never just one person. It takes a team, and it takes bouncing ideas off of people.
Right.
And if you really want it to be the best, you have to accept criticism and
What's
be
going
able
on?
and be able
And
to
being
stay
on the
relevant.
shade room, I guess.
Yeah.
See?
You gotta take
Hey,
the bad
that's
with
what
the
it
good.
said. Yeah,
The
the
bad
bad
with
with the
the
good.
good.
The bad with the good. I feel that. That. You ever think about the stuff like that? If I see your face on the shade room, just know that I'm gonna text you. Did you see that? I'm sending all of y'all the stuff.
No, I think it's interesting, like, the way like our minds think, like how you're starting to notice buildings and like
Right.
I always notice every neighborhood I'm in.
Right.
I notice what the sidewalk. It sounds so like nerdy, but then you start to think about the sidewalks and like
How far it
curb
is.
real
Yeah.
estate. Like you've got Ubers and bikers and taxis and cars.
Right.
How
I
does
don't even
that
think
look?
about that. If it's a curb, I'm worried
Like-
about hitting it. Is what I'm worried about.
But you like start to look at the bike lanes and like why are there bike lanes here and not 5 miles away? So
Right.
what's that about? So I think it's like seeing the whole process of it. You start to see the production of everything,
Right.
like
It's all about the
seeing all these
details.
little details and pieces that make it a Beverly Hills or make it a
Right.
Wilshire Boulevard
Right.
or make it what is the highway 110? That's one of
There's-
them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like make highways and
The
freeways. Just
110. I'm from Los Angeles. We say the in front of
no,
our
excuse
highways,
me.
okay?
What makes the and the freeways that you
Yeah, there
have
it
around
is.
here?
What you were talking about is the details of it, and I think that's what also separates people. The times that Toni Morrison found time to write. She was already a mother, and taking care of her kids. She found time to elevate her game in the stolen hours. The times where most of us would be like, all right, my day is over. Let me sit down and relax. She was like, let me finish this chapter.
Yeah.
Or let me, like I saw you on Instagram once. It was like something in the morning. You were in there, and I was still in my bed, and I was like, oh, Steph's in the gym. You know what I mean? So just like the stolen hours is something. It's something I wrote down. That's now up in my wall of like, yo, instead of sitting around, go write.
Yeah.
You'll say that you don't have time, but you scroll.
Find
Yeah,
it.
you have
You
time.
have time.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say your room right now.
Spend 30 minutes on here.
No, right,
That's the
right.
gag.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
getting sucked into those vortexes.
No facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I can't do shade room anymore.
Just imagine your
It's
face.
increasing the phobia.
Right, you're like, this person's life is crazy.
I'm reading
Is this
the
what they're gonna say
comments
about
like,
me? Facts.
But I
I
think
thought
too,
about
like
that.
social media has heightened all that.
That's
Like
so
it's so
much.
easy to just sit and like you see one video and you're like, oh, this is cool. Remember when Vine was out and they were like 6 seconds?
No, but I'd
you
watch
could spend like 2
an hour.
hours on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And not even real. Like you get up and you're like, oh my god, the sun's down. Like,
Wow.
like and
Yeah.
so that's part of the stolen hours.
Facts.
Is
Facts.
like slowly but surely there are more and more ways to just there are
Waste
more
time.
more and more things that just occupy your time that like
Facts.
steal those hours.
You was watching 6 hours of Vines?
I promise. I think social media just used to be way too much of my time. Like,
Yeah.
so like I just found myself like I'm like, okay, this week let me just delete my app so then I'm not
Right.
worried about it.
Mhm.
Like, because
Yeah.
you're not gonna do the extra if you're scrolling on your phone and you look up, oh dang, I wasted 2 hours. Now I have to go do my homework. So
Mhm.
like all summer we had a 6 a.m. then a 10 a.m. and I'm like, to get that extra hours. I don't think that's, enough for me. So I would still, go to the gym at nighttime with a trainer, do all these extra
Right.
things. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes I really don't feel like it. But, I mean, it's just what's you need to do to separate
Right.
yourself. So.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
You gotta get up and go.
But, yeah, like you were saying, social media
Yeah,
kind of,
you
like,
can
heightens
just
not
you get sucked
wanting
in,
to.
and you just
And-
like before you realize it, it's too late.
No facts.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I really need it.
Moral of the story, I delete the apps whenever I need
Yeah.
to get things done. So I
No.
can't click
Yeah,
on them. Because
me
you
too.
click on them and don't even notice you're clicking it half the
Mhm.
time. I'm like, when did I get on Instagram?
It's like such
Yeah.
a weird cycle. Like I've caught myself with nothing to do going through the same cycle of apps.
No facts.
And I'm like,
Right.
I've
Seeing the
definitely
same
checked
tweet,
this app
yeah.
3 times.
No, facts. I was just doing that on Twitter. I was because this morning I was filming something for my church, so we were sitting there, and I was like, all right, cool. And then you get to when you've seen the tweet again, you're like,
You're like,
I
oh,
saw
And
this.
then you,
Right? And then you refresh it,
and then
you
it's
go
like,
all
oh,
the way
I saw
down.
this too.
Yeah.
Like trying to get the
Facts.
content. It's
No,
like,
it's like it's a
you've been on here
vortex,
for the
bro.
past-
It
You're
is.
in there.
Mhm.
You're
But I
in
think
there.
if you can conquer social media and your usage of it and get your time back, that is already half the battle.
Right. Finding time to do it, and then doing it.
Because I'm like, our faves are not spending the
They're
whole
not.
night. You know
Right.
what
They
I'm
have
saying?
people-
Oprah doesn't care about Twitter.
They don't post.
I can't
you
care
know?
about Twitter. Right.
They don't
That's true.
post. We don't know what they're doing. But I don't know. I feel like social media is such a
Like you said, the vortex.
yeah, and it's
Gotcha.
necessary. That's the annoying part.
Right.
For some degrees, as an artist, it's I
To
was
get
I
out
wanted to
there.
delete, and my team's like, you can't delete your Instagram. You have to keep posting. You have to be regular. And it's
Right.
I don't even want to. I don't
Right.
care anymore. But you do want to check in.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till I get to that sweet spot of like whatever, because it's in the same
Yeah.
vein. You know, if I get up there, I gotta post a little
Exactly.
bit. I can't wait till they're like, okay, you're big enough where it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I gotta be like Zendaya. Zendaya like posts what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you know, I don't care. There's like a video. Speaking of what you were talking about, there's a video that they found. Like the internet finds everything. First of all, I'm also scared about that.
Mm-hmm.
They found a video of like old Zendaya when she was singing like "Swag It Out" or whatever back in.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the
people
video.
were like,
And she was like, "I
shaking
worked
up
too
the side.
hard
Yeah.
for this to be what y'all are talking about."
They'll find it.
No facts.
And I'm like, the old
Facts.
pictures are not cute on this end.
Oh, yeah.
So.
So the one with the heels and the high top.
I saw that. They're like, "You got a game at 7, but you got an interview at 4."
I was like, she was happy though.
Yeah, she was.
But don't play. Whenever I'm big enough for someone to care about my pictures from 2011 to put it on the Shade Room.
Yeah, then you
Right.
know you're out
Yeah.
there.
That's what I'm
Out there.
saying. At that point, you know people
That's
are caring
true.
about what you're doing. You made it at that point. If someone cares that much about
right,
your
if someone's
12-year-old
scrolling through
picture
for
from
doing
20
hours,
you kind
yeah.
of you made
to
it.
search
You did
for
what you
something.
needed.
That's serious research.
That's true.
No, that's true.
I don't
That
really
took
care
work.
about my life and what I'm doing, so I'm doing something right.
Right, you had to
Yeah.
look for that.
Yeah.
Right.
You had to
And
look
you
for-
did.
Yeah,
No,
that's
right.
true.
And
Yeah.
people had to,
You had to be pressed.
right.
You really did.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. You decided to do this with your time, so I must be of interest.
Must.
That's crazy. I mean, that was a point. I love that.
That kind of happened to me last year.
You were in the Shade Room.
No,
Hey.
unfortunately, like surprise. That was me. You saw, but so Ben Shapiro came to campus last
Oh,
year,
right.
and I got to ask him a question, and I didn't know there was any filming going on whatsoever.
Oh, really? Oh, jeez.
Like, I mean, it's not like they were supposed to tell us, but I had just
Right.
no idea. And all of a sudden, like, the minute I sat down in my chair, like, people were texting me in our group chat. And then the next day, like, my godmom sent me a link and was like, "Oh my gosh, this is insane." And I thought, like, oh, it's my godmom. Like, it's probably, like, some dogs or something. I'll check it out later.
Right.
And then she called me later the day, and she's like, "You must not have clicked the link. Like, click it." And it was the whole video of me arguing with Ben Shapiro online.
That's crazy.
Like, I didn't even say my name, and then it's just part of that, like, I was just put out there.
Right.
And, you know, I'm not upset about it or anything, but it was just insane to see, like, constant comments of people, like,
Right.
assuming they know what my political beliefs are. Just, like, saying, "Oh, she goes to a liberal school." Like, these liberal kids, these California
Yeah.
kids. I'm from Atlanta. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
you know, and
Yeah.
so, like, and even, like, weird, it's just weird to see how quick people are to
Right.
assume and comment.
And like you
Exactly.
said,
And you just
didn't
kinda
you say
have-
her name or
I
anything?
didn't say
like
my
that?
name. I didn't say what school I was in or what I was studying. Like,
Dang.
know
That's
nothing
what-
about me and just make those assumptions and then comment. And so I think that's also the scary part of it,
It's
is like having people
terrifying.
just
Right.
comment because
crazy.
you know
Because
people
everyone
didn't even
gives
know
an
who
opinion.
Unsolicited.
And everyone wants
Right,
to give an
unsolicited.
opinion on
That's wild. Do you see that in basketball sometimes?
I think it's just like little stuff like when I feel like since a lot of the people that like follow me on different social media accounts like follow me probably because of basketball. So when I if I post for a week like, oh, like I'm seeing the beach in California today, or I'm doing this, or I'm like going here, like I feel like people are like, oh, so you're just like a model in Cali now, not really. And I'm like, I was just
my
at the gym right
gosh.
before this. Just because I don't post that doesn't
Right.
mean like I'm still not doing that. I was at the gym at 6 and I was at the gym at 10. I stopped by the beach, but I still have another workout later. But just because I'm not posting all 3 of the workouts that I'm
Right.
doing doesn't mean I'm still not doing that. I post once in a while when I'm at the gym, but
And they
just
on the
because y'all
couch.
don't see
Right.
it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Exactly.
Social media is what I choose for y'all to see, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I feel that.
Exactly.
I feel it. And it'd be weird if you just put your schedule like, here's what I have to do,
Right.
guys. I'm gonna update you every time.
Like,
Tenant,
once in a
yeah.
while I post when I'm at the gym just because, you know, that's where I'm at, what I'm doing. But, like, I don't post
Yeah.
all day or every single time I'm in the gym, so y'all really don't know, you know, my schedule. Y'all don't know what I'm doing. you know?
Right.
And I feel like people through social media kind of feel like they know you a lot more than they do, like we were kind of talking about. So
Yeah.
it's like,
it's the whole like full story thing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know the full story.
You don't.
Right.
So like people comment on things they don't really know about.
Right.
Like,
Crazy.
they know a percentage of, but
A
not
snippet.
really
Right.
enough to like make a comment.
Yeah, they took the 2%
Yeah,
of you just
the-
like talking to Ben
yeah.
Shapiro and was like, oh, she's a California girl, she does this. And
Yeah.
you're like you said, I'm from Atlanta, I don't know
Right, I don't know anything. I just had a
Right.
question.
Right, I
So
just
what's
wanted
the-
to
yeah.
talk to the
What's
man.
the
Leave me
problem?
alone, right?
Or I'm just at the beach. Like, I just wanted to take
right.
this 2-second photo.
I wanted to
Being-
relax before I go back to
I
my next
wanted to
workout.
relax. Now y'all got me
Yeah.
stressed out.
Y'all got me stressed out about what I'm doing. Relax.
I'm like, dang, do I need to post at the gym?
Yeah, right?
And I was like, no.
Set up a live every time I go, I guess, if that's what you want. Yeah. I think this generation, and I say this generation just as, encompassing all of us, is we're so go big or go home. And if you're not at home or if you're not going big, there's like no middle ground
Yeah.
almost.
Very
So
true.
there's no time necessarily to relax.
Exactly.
Or we don't even see it as like we should relax. We should.
Yeah.
It's either, like you were saying, you're either in the gym all the time or you never go to the gym. Right? Yeah. Or you're either making a building now or you're not doing it. You're selling something? No, you're not, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel that,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
the process is like what we were talking about in details actually just comes with the practice that nobody sees.
And honestly, like, one thing I really learned to value this year is moving in silence is better, because those naysayers, those dream killers, they're the ones that, like, when they know what you're up to, could be putting bad energy on your shit. Like, just popping up with the finished result, like,
Right.
sometimes it's better.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's hard, too, though.
It is.
Because I think, too, it's, while I think a lot of people have the work ethic, we see, like, Mark Zuckerberg was, like, the first person to hit big quick.
Yeah.
Right,
And
yeah.
then that just became a thing.
A
Like, the
thing.
Snapchat guy did it, the Facebook guys.
That's true.
And so, like, we never, because of social media and stuff, like, you never see the practice.
Exactly.
The getting up, the being there at 6 a.m., like, the discipline.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, I know I can do it, so, like, why isn't it happening?
I think it also comes like unrealistic dreams. People don't see the practice, therefore they don't need it. They're just like, I'm gonna go big or go home, and that's what it is. That's what the
Yeah.
process is go big or go home. Whereas like you were talking about the actual working towards something, it's the stuff that it's the stolen hours that we were
yeah.
talking about before. Like I said before, I was asleep. You in the gym? I was asleep. I was asleep at 6 a.m. I was asleep. I wasn't. She's in there. Let's go. Let's get big, and I'm.
You're like, oh, that's cool. Okay.
No, right, no, exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, she in the gym. I'm in bed.
Get to see it, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's so like big too. Like I feel like the younger generations don't understand what it takes to get to the next level that you want to be, because
That's-
even my dad, he coaches an AAU team back at home, so a lot of the kids like, and I love it that I can be kind of a role model for them.
Right.
But they see me like playing at really high level schools and doing all this, and they're telling my dad, okay, we want to go to the biggest tournament there is so the coaches can see us, so we can get seen, so we can get discovered. My dad's like, that's not how it works. You have to get in the gym and the coaches will come see your games, but you can't just say, I want to be seen. Like that's just like, that's saying like, what is that doing for you? You have to have the skill set that the
Right.
coaches want to see. So it's like,
And you have
it's
to
all the
have the
hours.
skill set.
It's all the hours that you put in to get up to that. You can't just say, all right, I want to show up at the tournament
Right,
and
you
play in
can't
front of
just
all the
be
big
there.
coaches. Like you have to, it's the hours that you put in that get you there. So when I first got here for summer workouts, they chart every single shot you take during the whole summer workouts. Like they shot your 3-point percentage, they chart your 2-point percentage, they shot your layup percentage, like throughout every summer workout. So that's just what it is.
No,
So like,
right.
like, and I'm like, okay, I'm a good
like,
shooter. Like that's
shoot.
cool. That's fine with me. I get here and they're like, okay, that's cool. You shot 40% from 3, but you cut that in half because this is practice. So that's only really considering shooting like 20% from a game. And based on that, you're not really a shooter. So basically, you need to get these percentages up to about 80%. This is what the good shooters shoot. This is what you need to be shooting. And I'm like, whoa, like
I thought I was a good
I thought I was a
shooter.
good shooter, but like they're
They
reading
told
me
me
my
I could shoot.
so they're
You're
reading
like,
me these
well,
percentages, like, and I'm like, okay, maybe I do need to get these percentages
Yeah.
up, like, so that just helps me work even harder, and
Right.
get in the gym more. Like, okay, next practice, like, my percentages might have been that practice, but the next practice,
gonna be
it's
better.
gonna be better.
Right.
But I think like holding me accountable in that sense is just so
Facts.
helpful, like, and just being so detailed about what they do and charting all that every single practice just is helping me to become a better player.
Facts.
Wow. Yeah, I would say the same. I would say I owe fucking so much to USC. Like,
You got Patrice Rushen up there.
that's what
You
I'm
guys-
saying.
You're a legend.
Like, I'm so fortunate to have her as my mentor and, like, take private lessons with her and learn from her one-on-one. Like, when I came to USC, I had never performed without a piano or a guitar. Like, I'd never, like, stood up and, like, delivered a
Just
performance.
saying. Right.
And I remember, like, the very first song I performed, And, like, for my program, every week we perform 3 to 4 songs in bands, and, like, the whole class is there. So, like, 27 super talented people are just, like, watching to see, like, who's going to mess up, who's the best, who, you know. And it's, like, we're very supportive, but it's, like, it is what it is. Like, there's still that level of, like, everyone wants to be the best. And I, like, stood up to perform my song, and they're, like, yeah, so, like, if we closed our eyes, sounded beautiful, loved what we heard, but not convinced, wasn't a performance, just wasn't. And I was like, damn, like, I'm really getting, like, chewed out in front of all these people. But, like, that process of every single week for 2 years, constantly trying to be better, and studying Aretha, Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind, and Fire,
you know, not just be able to sing well.
Exactly, like, learning how to tell a story and, like, the parts that go into it, and having professors who care and are real. Like, I showed Patrice the single that's, like, coming out, and she was like, okay. And she was like, you really want my feedback? And I was like, oh.
Maybe not.
I was like, yeah, okay. And she was like, you don't know what pulse you want. She was like, the drums aren't clear. Like, you're not sure if it's reggae, if it's calypso. And she, like, really, like, broke it down. And I was like, dang, a little bummed.
Right.
But, like,
when you actually put it out, it's going to be better.
When I went back and listened to, like, what she said and, like, the wisdom that comes from these professors who, like, you know, they've been in the business. Like, she's been performing with all these people. She's seen all these people. They know what lasts.
Right.
And they're trying to, like, nurture and create that and inspire you to understand and have a deep love and appreciation for the process. Right. And I feel like when I first came here, I just, like, loved music and, like, thought my talent was, like, enough. But really learning, like, how you get a Beyonce is when talent and work ethic are at the same level. Right. And you keep pushing to see which is going to be, you know, on top. Yeah. But, yeah, I feel like I owe USC a lot.
Gotcha.
A whole lot.
You know, USC really taught me, well, the architecture program really taught me never to become complacent with what you're doing. Not to just put something to be like, all right, it's done. But it to be like a living, breathing project, and that you're never just going to put anything out alone. When you put something out, it's never just you. Right. Like I said earlier, it's never just one person that makes any form of art. It's a team. You have to build, you have to bounce ideas off of people, you have to get that criticism.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you. I feel it.
I think for me, it's like all of it. Like, USC just really taught me how to move. Like, you get here
in silence.
And
in silence.
But like, while it's silent, you can see people hustling.
Yeah.
Like, you see people going to these events. And, like, even if they're out super late at a party, 2 a.m., they're networking there. But they're up at 8 a.m. for that panel that so-and-so is going to be at. And so it's, like, having that grind and, like, just kind of being here to see it. Like, you have to, like, well, why am I not doing it?
To your chest now, baby. No Polina, flow me on your crest now, baby. Watch these stars align. Head out of the window just to kiss the sunshine. Hold my head up to your chest now, baby.